Good morning!
I'm your radio teacher,
I am your science buddy.
and I'll give you an exciting lesson that you'll surely enjoy.
Talks Radio. Education must continue.
Learning is a great avenue.
No one will be left behind. With new normal comes new learning.
New method, new way of understanding.
Keep on learning.
Keep on achieving,
There's no way of hindering.
enriching one's dream.
This is Talks Radio, your number one source of science education. Conveying a half an hour of quality scientific teaching on air.
This is
Talks Radio.
With the cool embrace of air, greeting my lovely scientists, a grateful and wonderful morning. Welcome back to Talks Radio of DepEd Radyo Eskwela sa Isabela, your school on air in Science 8. Be ready, kids, to pick peculiar but beneficial learnings in our discussion. This is Ma'am Rochelle P. Dizon, your radio teacher for today. So how are you? How did you spend your holidays? Nice to hear that you are well and everybody enjoyed the holiday season and had so much fun celebrating Christmas and New Year with your loved ones, despite this pandemic that we are facing. I am hoping you're still doing and following the IATF protocols to ensure your health and safety and to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Oh, by the way, make sure that you're in a comfortable place and have attended to your personal necessities. Find a good place where you can clearly hear our broadcast. Do you have with you your pen and paper now? All right, everything is set then. Are you now ready to learn an interesting lesson for today? If yes, you'll answer me with a loud voice saying, "Yes, I am ready." Did you get it? Oh, yeah! Okay, let's try then. My grade 8 young scientists, are you ready to learn an interesting lesson for today? Wow! I can hear your energetic voices shouting, "Yes, I am ready!" And it seems everybody is excited to learn. In the previous lesson, you have learned the different categories of tropical cyclone like super typhoon, typhoon, severe tropical storm, and tropical depression. Let us see how far you have learned by identifying the following. Are you now ready? Great! First question. A rapidly rotating storm system characterized by low pressure center, strong winds, and spiral arrangement of thunderstorm. I repeat, it is a rapidly rotating storm system characterized by low pressure center, strong winds, and spiral arrangement of thunderstorm. Amazing! The correct answer is tropical cyclone. Next, it is a term referring to tropical cyclone in the northwestern part of the Pacific Ocean. Again, a term referring to tropical cyclone in the northwestern part of the Pacific Ocean. What is the answer? Very good! It is a typhoon. Lastly, it refers to a tropical cyclone that arrives over land. What is the answer? Perfect! It is called landfall. As we begin our new lesson today, May I ask who among you is familiar with Sierra Madre Range? Nice! Sierra Madre is known as the longest mountain range in the Philippines. Aside from it, what is the greatest benefit that we get from Sierra Madre during typhoon? Yes, it is considered as the backbone of Luzon and serving as natural shield against typhoon. It makes the wind speed of typhoon decrease or even deviate in direction. This range has saved Cagayan Valley from numerous typhoons, just like the phenomenal Typhoon Yolanda. Do you know that Isabela and Cagayan are the first landfall target of this typhoon? But because of the Sierra Madre Range, this super typhoon deviated from us and went to Visayas area. How did it happen? Very nice question. I want you to really listen very carefully because in this module, we will tackle about how landforms and bodies of water affect typhoons within the Philippine area of responsibility. Together, let's discover how these things happen. Bodies of water, like the oceans, have a great influence on the weather of continental masses. At this moment, let's have an activity to measure how much you know about how landforms and bodies of water affect the formation of typhoons. Please turn your modules on page 18 and look at figure 1. Upon looking at the figure, fill in the correct process of how landforms and bodies of water affect typhoon. As I read the choices, you choose the letter of the correct process by writing the letter. Please write your answers on a separate sheet of paper. Are you now ready, kids? Yes, of course! Under landform, air cools as it continues to rise. Again, air cools as it continues to rise. Next, letter B. Humidity condenses into heavy rain. Again, letter B. Humidity condenses into heavy rain. Letter C. Warm, humid air travels into the land. Warm, humid air travels into the land. Letter D. Under bodies of water, humid air is rising, making the clouds of the storm. Humid air is rising, making the clouds of the storm. Letter E. Winds flow outward above the storm, allowing the air below to rise. I repeat, winds flow outward above the storm, allowing the air below to rise. And lastly, letter F. Light winds outside typhoon steer and let it grow. Again, light winds outside typhoon steer and let it grow.
Mari, narinig mo na ba ang tungkol sa online distance learning ng DepEd? Ano ba ito? Ay oo, Mari. Ang online distance learning ay isang pamamaraan kung saan maihahatid ng mga guro ang kaalaman para sa mga anak natin sa tulong ng teknolohiya gaya ng internet, laptop, computer, at cellphone. Ganun ba, Mari? Oo, Mari. Hindi magkakasama at magkakaharap ang mga estudyante at mga guro. Maaaring matuto ang mga bata sa pamamagitan ng online na pagkatuto. Isang mensahe mula sa kagawaran ng edukasyon at ng himpilang ito.
Okay, let's check your answers. For number 1, what is your answer? Good job! The answer is letter C, warm. Humid air travels into the land. Number 2 is letter cool. It's letter A. Air cools as it continues to rise. Number 3 is already filled. Formation of clouds and rain. For number 4, the answer is correct. It's letter B. Humidity condenses into heavy rain. Number 5 is already filled. Warm water formed the surface of the ocean, evaporates, making humid air in the atmosphere. Number 6, what is your answer? Absolutely! It's letter D. Humid air is rising, making the clouds of the storm. Next, number 7, the correct answer is great! It's letter E. Windows flow outward above the storm, allowing the air below to rise. Number 8 is already filled. Winds coming together, forcing air upward. Lastly, of course, the correct answer is letter F. Light winds outside. Typhoon, steer, and let it grow. Okay, how many correct answers did you get? Very good! For those who got 3 or more correct answers, and for those who do not, that's okay, for we will discuss that today, and I'm sure that after this lesson, most or all of you will have a perfect score. For that, everybody, please give yourselves 5 claps. A tropical cyclone can only form over oceans of the world except in the South Atlantic Ocean and the Southeastern Pacific due to its lower air temperature. Oceans in the tropics and landforms in nearby countries can affect the formation of typhoons. Based from the previous activity, you understand more how landforms and bodies of water affect typhoons within the Philippine Area of Responsibility, or PAR. Please turn now the page of your module on page 19. Landforms. Landforms affect wind directions and therefore disrupt the spin of a typhoon. Typhoon weakens because of lack of water to supply the needed moisture in the air. When this happens, the air temperature drops. As the water vapor cools, fog forms and rain may fall on the windward side of the mountain. When the same atmosphere descends on the other side of the mountain, it brings a minimal amount of water vapor. A rain shadow or dry climate develops on the leeward side of the mountain. As seen in the second figure, the windward side, which has more vegetation compared on the leeward side. This is because of the amount of precipitation the windward side receives. When air goes up into the mountain, it loses its moisture and only dry air proceeds to the leeward side, making that side produce less vegetation. Landforms like tall mountain ranges act as an obstacle to traveling air masses, forcing them to rise over the peaks. A typhoon is likely to dissolve or decrease its wind speed when it passes over a mountain or a mountain range. The cold air on top of a mountain prevents the building of a typhoon, which needs warmer air. Just like what happens to typhoon when they passes Sierra Madre Range. Bodies of water. The bodies of water help in the formation and development of a typhoon. In order for a typhoon to develop, it needs the abundance of warm water, high humidity, optimal location, ocean water with a temperature of 26.5 degrees Celsius, spanning from the surface up to the depth of at least 50 meters or 160 feet, and low vertical wind shear. Warm bodies of water are the main factors in the formation of a typhoon. The air in bodies of water is warm due to the evaporation of water. This warm air builds up or increases the wind speed of a typhoon. Typhoon gains energy from warm ocean water and loses it over cold water. As shown in Figure 3, the warm, moist air over the ocean moves up and away, leaving lesser air near the surface. You already learned in grade 7 that warm air rises, causing an area of lower air pressure. Air from the surrounding with higher air pressure pushes into the low pressure area. As the warm air continues to rise, the surrounding air spins in to take its place. As the warm, moist air rises and cools off, the water in the air condensates and forms clouds. The whole system of clouds and winds spin together and grow. Do you know that storms that from north of the equator spin counterclockwise, and storms south of the equator spin clockwise? This is because of the Earth's rotation on its axis. You are doing a great job, kids! This time, let's have a recap on what we've discussed earlier. How does landforms affect typhoons? Excellent! Landforms affect its wind direction and disrupt the spin of a typhoon. Typhoon weakens because of lack of water to supply the needed moisture in the air. How about the bodies of water? How does it affect typhoons? Bravo! The bodies of water help in the formation and development of a typhoon. In order for a typhoon to develop, it needs the abundance of warm water, high humidity, optimal location, ocean water with a temperature of 26.5 degrees Celsius, spanning from the surface up to the depth of at least 50 meters or 160 feet, and low vertical wind shear. Good job, kids! I know you are now so much ready for our quiz. Please get your quiz notebook and your ballpen. Listen attentively and fill in the blanks the correct word or words that will correctly complete each sentence. Analyze the questions and clearly write your answers on your quiz notebook. Are you ready, kids? Alright, let's begin! Question number 1. Landforms, like tall blank, act as an obstacle to traveling air masses, forcing them to rise over the peaks. Again, landforms like tall blank act as an obstacle to traveling air masses, forcing them to rise over the peaks. For item number 2, a blank is likely to dissolve or decrease its wind speed when it passes over a mountain or a mountain range. Again, a blank is likely to dissolve or decrease its wind speed when it passes over a mountain or a mountain range. Time's up! Let's move on to question number 3. Bodies of water like blank is the main factor in the formation of typhoon. Again, bodies of water like blank is the main factor in the formation of typhoon. Okay, time for question number 4. The air in bodies of water is blank due to the evaporation of water. I repeat, the air in bodies of water is blank due to the evaporation of water. For the last item, warm air builds up or increases the blank of a tropical cyclone. I repeat, warm air builds up or increases the blank of a tropical cyclone. Alright kids, let's find it out if you really understood our lesson by checking your quiz. But make sure to check your answers honestly, okay? For item number 1, what is your answer? Very good! It is mountain range. So the sentence goes like this. Landforms, like tall mountain range, act as an obstacle to traveling air masses, forcing them to rise over the peaks. For item number 2, the correct answer is tropical cyclone. Let's complete the sentence. A tropical cyclone is likely to dissolve or decrease its wind speed when it passes over a mountain or a mountain range. Number 3, the correct answer is warm bodies. Let's complete the sentence. Bodies of water, like warm water, is the main factor in the formation of typhoon. For number 4, what is the correct answer? Brilliant! Warm! Here is the complete sentence. The air in bodies of water is warm due to the evaporation of water. For the last item, the correct answer is fantastic! Speed! Let us complete the sentence. Warm air builds up or increases the speed of a tropical cyclone. Outstanding job, my dear learners! So who among you got a perfect score? Great! Congratulations! I know most of you got perfect or almost perfect scores. For that, give yourselves a witty clap. Another fun-filled radio discussion has been ended. Thank you kids for your active participation. I hope you had enjoyed being with me. Of course, we would like to extend our deepest gratitude to the writer of this episode, yours truly, and the SDO Isabela. I am your radio teacher, Ma'am Rochelle P. Dizon, reminding you that sometimes the greatest storms in life will bring out the greatest beauty.
Patuloy ang edukasyon. para sa ating henerasyon.
Sa daan ng pagkatuto ay walang may iwan.
Kaya halina sa Radyo Eskwela!